Bridjay, it is absolutely a pleasure to have you here. Now, I knew about you before I got to meet you, and I knew about you through some really phenomenal food that a dear friend was talking about, and then you were kind enough to send us some, and I am excited to talk about this. I am really excited to talk about this. Now, you have been in the health and wellness business, interested in health your entire life, and now, correct me if I'm wrong, you're pioneering a new food source substance called Tigernuts.
Yes, that's correct.
Tell me what Tigernuts are and what the health benefits are.
Well, immediately when you hear tiger nut, you think it's a nut. Tiger nut is not a nut. It's a tubular root vegetable. It comes from South Africa, and it's high in fiber, which is a pre-resistant starch fiber, and it feeds the good bacteria in your gut. It's also has a good amount of protein in it and a good amount of fat.
Good fat, I assume.
Good fat, yes.
Beautiful.
So it's a equal balance of everything you'd want to eat.
Right. And so now you brought this assortment of 6 or 8 crackers. Now everybody loves crackers, but people don't want to eat them because they associate them with being junk food, and this is not junk food, and it tastes great. How do you do it? How did you make them something so healthy? And I know this is what you're about because we spoke about it. How'd you take something so healthy and make it taste so good?
Well, that was easy. I just took...
Easy for you maybe, but how was it easy?
Just real whole food and put them together. And then whatever flavor I wanted, I added the flavor, whereas I would take my base of my tiger nut, my collagen, my flax meal, and my coconut flour, and then if I wanted a sun-dried tomato basil, I would take sun-dried tomatoes, unsulfured, no added oil, and organic basil. Add that to it, and then you have a sun-dried tomato basil cracker. So it's clean. Normally when you go to the grocery store and you're looking for a gluten-free cracker, they take out all the good ingredients and they put off fillers, and maybe there's corn syrup or there's potato starch or there's just all kinds of fillers. I just took real food that every ingredient in this cracker is beneficial to the body. And that's how it's plain and simple.
Right. And so what is your plan with this? Because it really is so good, and I think it fills a need in the marketplace. And what I say that is, like I said, everybody loves crackers. Nobody wants to eat them because they're simple carbohydrates and all this kind of junk stuff in them. How do you see this filling a need in the marketplace?
Well, I think this is phenomenal. First of all, whereas people feel guilty if they sit down with a bag of chips and they start eating one after another after another. Well, you could eat one after another of these and not feel guilty at all. That's number one. They could be used as a snack. They could be used as a meal if you're like running in the car and you don't have time for lunch. I do this myself all the time. I'll take it. They sustain you. They give you energy. They completely sedate you. They satisfy you. They balance your blood sugar. You feel great after you eat these. Not because I've created this. This is what people have told me.
Gotcha.
And the fiber, of course, expands in the stomach, which also helps keeps you full. But
yeah, so it keeps you satiated. There's also, we were talking previously, there's also a lot of minerals and other health aspects. So explain some of those. You were saying there was arginine and some other things in there.
Well, the tiger nut, yes, it has arginine, which is an amino acid, which the arginine creates nitric oxide, which nitric oxide obviously is good for your blood flow, for your arteries. So tiger nut also is good for your heart. Tiger nut is good for fertility. Tiger nut is good for to bring men's sperm count up. Tigernut back in Nigeria, that's what they used it as a cure for ED. Now, there's no scientific reports now for this, but that's what they used back then.
Well, that actually makes sense, because if you know the mechanism of a lot of the ED drugs, it works on nitric oxide.
Exactly.
Nitric oxide is also what they call a vasodilator, and arginine is
Right.
that precursor of nitric oxide.
Exactly.
And also, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it has zinc. Is there
Yes.
a lot of zinc in it? What does that do for people?
Well, zinc.
For prostate, is that? Yeah. So, okay. So zinc.
Yes, actually,
Yeah,
right.
so
Zinc,
male,
right. That's why
male
we eat
urinary
pumpkin
health,
seeds.
right.
Right. And one of the barks I make a special bark for my husband, which I didn't bring here because my husband just loves chocolate. So I take the raw cacao and pumpkin seeds, which pumpkin seeds are phenomenal for your prostate. So I make sure he gets his pumpkin seeds in here, and goji berries, which are high in vitamin C, and then the raw cacao. So he could eat this at night as his dessert or his treat in front of the TV, and he's not actually eating a goodie, but he to him
Tastes great, and it's good for you.
right,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
So
yeah,
he's
yeah.
eating it guilt-free. Plus, he's in 6 years remission from large infused B-cell lymphoma.
Oh my goodness, that's great news. Good
Yes.
Good for you. And
Well, I fed him, or I made him
I'm
all.
sure your love and diet help has had something to do with that.
Well, I'm lucky that I was as knowledgeable as I was, because I believe that when the universe pulled in these people in front of my path to work with me, I believe there's no accidents in life. When they were helping me, we were at Sloan Kettering, and any information that they would give me, holistically, I knew how to incorporate it. It's not like I had to say, how do you do this? And, where do you get that? I already was using all kinds of superfoods, so I knew how to incorporate them, how to, dispense it, when to give it to him in between, the chemo and everything else, because he was on quite a few pills. I really would have liked to healed him naturally, but by time we got him diagnosed, it was in stage 4.
Yeah, so a lot of times,
So-
stage 4, the fact that he's here is a blessing and a miracle. And
Yes.
a lot of times you want to combine the traditional and the integrative and the nutritional stuff together.
That is the best way,
That
I
is the
believe.
best way to do it. So here's my prediction, and now I can say this because I've tried them. I love them. My wife, who is, she doesn't say anything. She does. She loves them, and actually we've incorporated into our Digital Detox, Humanity Upgrade Digital Detox.
Yes, I'm very impressed with the whole program she put together.
Yeah, it's amazing. And we're going to have it on our store, but I know that you are pioneering and you're going to take over the market in a whole new healthy snack that not only does it crunch, everybody loves the crunch, but it tastes good, and if you overeat it a little bit, it's not going to hurt you. Is that correct?
No, not at all.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And down the road, I'd like to do a whole kids line, because it saddens me.
Oh,
I see
yes,
all these
great idea.
kids that the obesity rate is skyrocketing, and you go into the supermarket and everything on the shelf, and everything's so
Garbage.
deceiving. On the
Garbage.
boxes, these poor moms are reading 100% organic, whole grain, and all this. And when you really go on the back of the package and you really, read that ingredient list, there's all garbage. So I just want to take my base recipe and just do every fruit that kids should be eating.
Right.
Pear, apple, cherry, blueberry,
Beautiful.
and just make a whole, line for the kids. So this way, they could just eat some real food.
Right.
That's the problem. Everything is preservatives. That's what's getting you fat. That's what's disrupting everybody's hormones. That's what's disrupting your insulin, and it makes everything go crazy in your body.
Beautiful. I mean, you are on a beautiful mission, and you really have, it really is about innovation, because people want something that's good for them but also tastes good. and you have succeeded. Now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to come back 6 months, a year from now, and update us on your progress, update us on your new products, and update us on your kids' products. Will you do that for me?
I would love to.
It has been such a pleasure to have
The
you.
pleasure
Thanks so-
was mine.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, brother.